And welcome to another beautiful evening in the city of Baltimore. This is Tian.
And T Price.
And we are XTY, y'all. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. We had a little bit of technical issues happening earlier, so we couldn't really be on. We know a lot of y'all were waiting, so we're here. The show is going to start, and we're ready.
But we here now.
Yeah, remember to follow us on our
Better
Facebook.
late than never.
This is absolutely true. Remember to follow us on our Instagram, our Facebook, our Snapchat, our Twitter, and our YouTube at XTY. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube page because we just need our subscribers. Like, it's no other reasons why. Like, you just probably should. So make sure that you look at it, watch it. It's a lot of old videos from when we first started all the way up until now. Make sure that you subscribe and follow us. Anything else, T, that I'm leaving out about like our follow?
Nope.
All that. I'm trying to play catch up because it's 9:45. You know what I mean? So
I know. No, that was it. But
Yeah, I'm
you
trying.
wouldn't
I don't
even
want to.
believe just now. Like all of my screens just blacked out completely. So I don't know what's going on with tonight's show, but we are trying to be here and be present.
Girl, it's
So
COVID,
please
girl.
forgive us apart in the
It is the
technical
COVID devil. It
difficulties.
is the COVID devil. It is COVID.
But yes, we did.
Yes. Listen,
It
fine.
was
So,
just completely blacked out.
are you able to see us now, or you can just hear it?
No, everything is
Okay.
good. I'm back
Okay, cool.
on.
All
Yep,
right.
everything is good.
All right. So, as y'all can see, we do have a special guest with us. He is a 25 or 27. Am I messing those years
Yeah,
up?
27 years
27.
Yeah,
in the
I want to
game.
make sure that I give you the proper amount of time. A 27-year nail artist in the game, so I think is extremely dope. One, because he's black. Two, because he's a man, which just baffles me because I know what I'm used to seeing. I know what we're
Right.
all used to seeing. So Darrell Banks is with us right
I
about now.
thought you had a threat.
Well, I did. I was going to say this evening that I realized that it was 9:46. So that was a
Oh.
whole thing that I was going to go to. So Darrell Banks is with us. We're going to talk to him about just the whole business and just being a black man in the nail game. Because I know, and, I just got to hold
What?
off right now because we're going to get to you in like a few minutes. T,
Mm-hmm.
just remind him about the crab feast if anybody has any questions about it or
Oh
what.
yeah. All right. So the crab feast is canceled. It will be postponed until
COVID.
next year because of COVID. So we don't want to take the chance of risking anybody's lives. It's just too much of a risk. I am highly disappointed because it is my 41st birthday and I won't be able to celebrate it with all of you guys. But in the meantime, yeah, it will be for next year. Same. It might be like what, one day. It's still going to be on a Saturday at the end of
Mhm.
August, 6 to 10 p.m. But if you go to Facebook and look up my third annual Queen Day Crab Feast, it'll pop up. All the details are there. Yeah, come and join us. So far for my birthday this year, I'll probably go to my favorite park and just kick it with a few of my favorite people. Do some water rafting and eating on the grill and probably get a bushel of
Water
crabs.
rafting.
And that's about it. COVID has
Water
definitely,
rafting.
yes. At Patapsco Valley State Park, they have this really amazing park and it's so much to do there. But yeah, pretty much that's it. Like XCY doesn't have
Sweet
anything
water rafting.
going on right now.
No.
That's about it.
Sweet water
If you would
rafting.
like to be a
Okay.
guest on our show, if you would like to be a guest on our show, if you're an entrepreneur, a creative, an artist, it doesn't matter. If you have a brand and you want to actually like get it out there to our network of people, simply just inbox us at xty@gmail.com, or you can visit our Facebook fan page or Instagram Messenger and send us a message, and we can set that up to you as soon as possible. We also have $10 ad space available right now, so message us on XTY at Instagram or Facebook, doesn't matter. To get that started, your business will be displayed on our latest shows running on the ticker that goes at the bottom of the screen. And we'll also display your information on our Facebook fan page and Instagram as well. And that's
All
about it. That's the
right.
rundown for that. I can hear your baby boy in the background.
I know you
She
can hear him
does
calling me.
remember.
I was hoping. I was like, he's calling me like, mommy, and I'm sitting here like, no. I want you to go to sleep, and I don't want to be like, yes, baby.
Yes.
Do you hear him?
Due to COVID, we are working through StreamYard and from
We're
home now.
working
We don't
through.
have the in
Yes.
studio. Yeah, so please bear with us as we are transitioning into this new
Excuse me.
norm,
I'm
unfortunately.
sorry. I had to be a mother really, really quick. Baby,
But
I'll be done in a
however,
few minutes, Nicholas, okay? I'll be done shortly. Okay? I held him off for about a half an
I
hour,
love
sis.
it.
And then he'll be downstairs like,
I love
mommy.
it. And we are starting kind of
We're starting late today.
we
So
are starting kind of late, so we're gonna try to
we
like
are.
shorten this up.
We'll get into the
Mhm.
show. Okay. So
Ask you why questions, or we're gonna jump right in.
no, we can actually get into the Ask You Why question. I think I brought us a little bit of time. So I think we're good with it. So XCY, remember,
Okay, what you got for us, sis?
I'm about to tell you. So if you have any questions, any type of problem that you may be having and you need our help with, remember you can actually text the problem in question to 410-999-8937. And we will answer it on the air. The texts are anonymous, so we're not gonna put your name out there. And we try our best, but just remember that if you don't send it in a legible form, it's nothing that we can do for you. So just make sure that you send it so that we're able to. So the question, so we got a good amount. So I kind of sift through them as much as I can. The question that I did get, which is actually one that I saw in a few of the actual groups that I'm a part of, and a lot of ladies sort of ask it because we make a lot of memes about men. We talk about them not being shit. They not, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Put your eyebrow down, Darrell. Put your eyebrow down. I saw it. Put it down. So we get a lot of those. And, on any given night, sometimes we're in the positive. Sometimes we're extremely negative. So the question was, what do we as women have to do to make a man happy? We talk about everything else about what makes us happy and what we need and what we want, but men never really say, like everything that they ask for is like general stuff. Like, I just want peace and quiet. I want somebody to listen, yada, 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 yada. And it's basically things that just about everybody wants within a relationship. So again, the person actually asked men, what is it that you honestly want from a relationship that will make you happy? And since we have a male,
I was about to say, because I can't answer that question.
because I can answer it because I don't really care at this point. I don't really care. So, I figured you could speak for those that bruh. So put it out there.
So
You better come correct,
I
bruh.
don't think that that's it's a universal answer for that
Why? No, I
because
know.
everybody's
You can
different.
answer my why because that's going to go into a whole nother topic. Oh, okay.
Mhm. I mean, I will say, I raised my
You
eyebrow and
said,
I laughed because being in a female-dominated industry, I
mm-hmm.
hear women talk about men. They have answers for men. Sometimes they way off base. So sometimes they on. Most of the time they way off base. And then sometimes they sit and they talk about guys, and I'm like, hey, I've been a man at this point for 45 years. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've effed it up plenty of times. I've had a sneak peek at the playbook. So I know a few things. I don't always apply them well, but I know enough to have conversations about it.
Mm-hmm.
But men in general are very visual. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of times men want the same thing that women want. It's just that we speak different languages, and men either can't or don't know how to articulate the things that they want. And it's kind of like I talk about this all the time. I always hear women say that men are stupid. It's not that men are stupid.
We don't say that.
Y'all speak a different language. I hear that all the time.
We don't say
Women
stupid.
women in general, and I'm
We might say not
generalizing.
to put
I
apple
don't
in
want
the
no
bunch.
trouble.
You hear me, team?
Right.
Not apple in the bunch. Like, no, we don't say that either. But I don't.
No, but like women in general are, talk in circles. It's a lot of emotion involved. Men are black and white. Like it's
Mm.
kind of like bringing emotion to a business meeting, and we can't
Oh,
hear.
I don't agree with some of these
So
statements.
I just real quick, I'll give you an example.
Uh-uh.
I talk about this all the time. No, real quick. One of my clients, to her, glitter is a color. It's a condiment. Glitter is just her thing. And I always explain to people that when you get gel and you get polish, because they're two different materials, sometimes it's a little off. Anyway, I did her feet first. I put the glitter on, then I did her hands. So she looked at her feet, wiggled her toes, looked at her hands. She started smiling back and forth. And I saw all this in my peripheral view. And when I went over to the table, I said, "Give me your foot." She was like, "What?" I said, "Just give me your foot." I put another coat of glitter on her feet because she said to me, "I like my toes, but I really love my hands because the glitter was just shinier on her hands than it was on her feet." And all she could do was laugh. And she was like, how come men don't understand it? And I'm like, yo, that was the dumbest thing ever. Why didn't you just say, I only understood because I pay attention. I'm very observant and I've learned how to speak the language a little bit. But instead of just saying, can you
Yeah.
put more glitter on my feet or it's not as shiny as the one on my hands? She just went back and forth looking at her toes. And you know when she would have said something? In 3 weeks, when she came back, when we
Right.
could have
And they had to be shaped.
resolved
And you
resolved
know,
that problem.
and I can't even lie because
So you try.
it's true. He's absolutely right. Like we will go in circles and then be like,
He's
wow,
right.
told you weeks ago this is how I felt. And they're like, no, it's not what you said. Yes, it is. And he's absolutely right. As you all can
He's
see,
trying to say that it's the
he made his way
communication.
downstairs.
Yeah, but see,
Hey,
one part of
Dad.
communication. Sometimes people communicate, but it's also a level of comprehension. One thing I learned when I went to school
Oh.
for
Ooh.
graphics and visual communication is
He said
that
comprehension.
communication.
Right. I'm still stuck
No,
on
no,
that. I'm
no,
like,
because that again, it's more about the sender or the communicator than the person. Because if you're speaking in a way that a person can't hear you, then it's really up to
right.
you to. I mean, it comes with dialogue. Don't get me wrong. With certain things, it just comes with dialogue and have a conversation. But sometimes it's just things get lost in translation because again, like my client in her mind, she thought that she said verbally that her toes weren't as shiny as her hands. All of this stuff happened in her head. I
But
just
then,
was able to pick up on it.
but by her saying they aren't as shiny, the key was then you. I mean, she told me that as a female. Well, I get it. As a female, I would have been like, did he put enough polish on? Did he put enough glitter? But she should have asked you. So I mean, I get it. I'm sorry, I'm in my mood right about now. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just
And you said she said it.
it was
You said she said it in
non-verbal.
her
No,
mind.
it
She
was
never verbally
non-verbal.
Right.
I
actually
just so
said it.
happened to be paying attention.
You just
Like she
knew
like
what
look
she wanted.
like let's say this is her foot. She like looked down at her foot and went like this, and then she came back up to her hands and she went like this, and she did it like 3 or 4 times. And I was like, all right, let me go over here and see what's going on. And it was the exact same color. It's just again with gel and lacquer, they're two totally different materials. So sometimes you might get a color that looks similar, but it's not doesn't look exactly the same. And unless you're gonna walk around with your hand next to your foot, like it don't, it's not that heavy for
Listen,
me anyway.
the point is, you're absolutely right. We as women, we go around like because I can't even argue with them because
Did you agree? She
I agree
never
with him.
agrees.
And I'm only saying that it's probably because of the example that he used. Because even when I've gone to get my nails done, when I've gone to get my car serviced or just whatever, and if they ask me a question, a lot of times I'm like, yeah, but yada yada yada, and they're like, so is it okay? Yeah, but you could have did some more of this instead of me just coming out and saying this is what the issue is. This is what I need to take care of. Da, da. I mean, he's absolutely right on that. A lot of times we talk in circles and we're not always clear and transparent about what
Oh
it is.
wow.
What? You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with that. You know what I mean? But we're going to get back into this what men want a little bit later. Probably another show because I feel like it's more that we need to dive
Yeah,
We need
into.
to
bring
extend
me
that.
back on because
Yes.
I love to have these
Right,
conversations.
because
Like,
it's not going to happen. We're not going to have this conversation, one, because I got my baby sitting here, and it's a
right.
lot more that I want to say that I can't say because he's sitting here. Two, because I'm not going to side with you for the whole show, bruh. So we're not doing back here, and my baby is sleeping, so I can really express the way I feel because I don't really want to talk bad about men in front of him because he's going to be a beautiful one of these days.
he will be.
Right, so I need to get that in.
I
All
mean,
right, so,
mhm.
and I was gonna say
No, I
so.
was saying I was really glad.
What were we
Yeah.
gonna say?
I don't know. I'm trying to catch up with your words because I don't know why you lagging just a little bit, like it's
I
coming
told
delayed
you it's like
again. So
watching one of those.
that's why I'm sitting up there like watching your lips at the same time.
It's
I
It's
like
know.
watching
COVID.
But we can
one of those old kung fu flips.
It's
but
COVID.
we can hear
Like
we can hear
you
you.
killed
It's
my
just that
brother.
when we talk at the same shut up. When we talk at the same time, it kind of like
Nothing, baby. It's
overlaps.
COVID.
But
It's COVID.
I was
It's
basically
later.
saying like I know, right? Being that you are a black male in this industry, do you feel like you have tapped into the industry like at the right time? Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel like your clientele is a little better than what it would be, for I don't know what we call them Asians
They're Vietnam. Well,
or
they are
like our
Asian, but
black
they most of
American
them
women,
are
Mm-hmm.
Vietnamese.
Vietnamese, yeah, right. So what do you do? What do you offer that makes you different from the
Well,
Vietnamese
that's the
or
thing.
any other nail salon?
When when I was in school, there was like an insurgence of Vietnamese shops. Like it was like one on an intersection with literally one on each corner.
Mm-hmm.
And being new to the profession, I was very intimidated. And I decided that if I can't beat them, well, I'm not going to join them either. But I just took a different route. My
Right.
my background or my training, we learned a lot of spa techniques and spa services, and I just decided to do something different. And I mean, I think just my personal demeanor or character, some of those things helped. A lot of times people wanted to come to me because they were just intrigued by a man doing it. It just so happened that
Mm-hmm.
I was good at it. And I
He gives
actually
the
talked
best foot
to
massages too, by the way. Sorry.
I talked to my half brother at the time. He was a barber, and he told me, he said I mean, we talking 20 something years ago. He started going by appointments that wasn't prevalent for barbers back then. He did things like vacuum the hair off of your clothes. He offered like little
Mm-hmm.
concessions and things like that. So that's when I said, I have to do some things that stood out. So I did things like I offered paraffin wax with each pedicure. Um, I offered like little concessions. Environment was and still is very important. But to be honest, I think initially a lot of people just came to me because I'm a guy.
Oh
But
man.
as
Yeah.
I evolved, the more I've learned, the more I do. Um, it's it's like a lot of things that I did back then that people are just starting to do. And I'm not saying that I invented any of these things. It just that was a part of my training and my background, like hot towels,
Hmm.
paraffin wax. I was doing hot oil manicures. And the thing is to answer your question for me, what's different is for one, my heart is in it. Two, I have medical training, as far as like pedicures. About early 2000s, I had gotten up to like 500 and some pounds. And I got into like a lot of like a more holistic lifestyle. I started learning more about health and nutrition, juicing, fasting, reading labels, and that spewed into my work. So I adopted a lot of like Asian. I studied like Asian culture, like spas, the spas out in like Arizona, I just delved into it a lot more, and I incorporated that into my work. So, some of the, like, I call them quickie shops, they're just into aesthetics. And unfortunately, you have people who are now, that's become their standard, and they don't know. See, I have clients that's been coming to me almost as long as I've been doing this, so they've experienced that level of service. It's kind of like you have people that seen a cassette tape, CDs, and so on and so forth, but then you have people that only know streaming. They don't know reel to reel CDs. So that's the standard. They might look at a CD and be like, "No, who buys a CD when you can just push a button?" So it's
Mhm.
like that
Right.
for people that get serviced. And unfortunately, I encounter people all the time that they've gone to the quickie shops, and they've only gotten a service that consists of aesthetics. When I
Mm,
want to make people feel good and look good.
mm.
I had a new client Saturday. As soon as she sat in the chair, I looked at her feet. I said, "Wherever you were going, they used a microplaner on your feet." And
What's a
actually, she said, "What's
microplane?
that?" That's what she said. It's what people call a cheese grater.
What?
I used that
Vibrator.
26 years ago. And when I noticed through observation, using the blade, the Credo blade, along with the microplaners, people's
Mm,
feet progressively got worse. So I
mm,
stopped using it. And then
Mm,
in addition with the things that I know, because I know chemistry, I know anatomy, I know skin. I've gone to plants and worked with product developers. Like, I know how everything works. And that's a big difference. I know the
mm,
acidity of the different products that I use is different types of acids. Again,
mm.
I know skin. It's just a lot that I've information that I've just gained in the past 27 years, where you have people that just mimic something that they've seen somebody else do, and it's all surface. And unfortunately, it's helped to tarnish the very industry that I'm fighting to stay afloat and educate people and get them to come back over to the other side, because people aren't they don't get an experience. They don't feel better. They might look better, but how do you really feel?
Yeah, I
right.
got so. My question is too because sorry, I was in mommy mode for like a second, so I might have missed something. So excuse me if I'm sort of going back on anything. But I guess my biggest question is being in such a having a career that's either predominantly like you mostly see females and you see the Asian Koreans, right? Do you
Hmm.
feel like you have to do a lot,
Right.
like you have to be a little bit more extra, or you have to be a little bit more educated just so that people will take you serious? Or do you just sort of just do you, and if they accept you, they accept you. If they don't, you don't.
Well, to be honest with you, as long as I've been doing this, I've only had two people say that they didn't want to come to me because I was a guy,
Okay.
and that's it. And one of them was a child. One of my clients brought her niece to the salon, and she said, "You gonna?" Well, my nickname is Big Dog. You gonna let Mr. Big Dog do your nails? And she said,
That's
"No, he a
cute.
boy. I want a girl to polish my nails." And I was like, "Wow!" Like, I never
That's
thought
so
about
cute,
that.
though.
Right.
And then I
I
had a
mean, I
woman
guess
tell
you can
me,
see how it could be uncomfortable.
Well, because it's a dude.
"Yeah,
But
but I never thought about it because I'm not
Hmm.
used to that. As long as I've been doing it, and this happened maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, I've never had anyone say directly to me that they didn't want to come to me because I'm a man."
yeah, I mean, actually, it's not unusual because a lot of a lot of the nail shops, they have men and they have women. There. Before the virus happened.
Hmm.
The Corona came about. Vincent was my homie at Mall and Diamond on the second floor by the post office. That's who I went to for 3.5 years. And he did my feet and he did my nails and he didn't do my eyebrows, but he did everything. So I didn't feel uncomfortable about that. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of glad that the virus happened because it allowed me to
Right.
leave and recognize that I really want to support like other black businesses. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
because just him being a person that actually does nail artist feet and hands too, it's just a really big thing, especially by it being a man. So I'm just kind of
Right.
blown a little
Right.
bit because not I'm not gonna give you a
I
lot
can,
of say a
and it's
little,
like,
a little bit.
mhm. And that is really weird, that comparison, because you're right. Because if you go to the Vietnamese shops, they have men that actually are servicing you. So what's the difference? Like, why don't we feel
Yeah,
not comfortable
Mhm.
with
I
them?
think because it
But
was a black man.
I
Right. And I've had a lot of
do
people to
actually get
tell
it because,
me, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
true, true.
No,
Cheese
I
spread.
mean I've had a lot of people say that they only have men work on them. Like I have clients that have male hairstylists, male massage therapists.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, like I said a few minutes ago, it was odd for me to have someone say, I don't want to come to you because you're a man. Men don't know how to polish or do nails. And I was like, wow, really? Or maybe I don't. I was like, but
Yeah.
um,
But what makes you different is you're an artist on top of that. So you're not just, yeah, you already have the skill to create.
yeah, and that's
So
kind
I
of like
think that
that's
is a
how I
plus when it
got
comes
into it.
down to.
Yeah, initially
So
that's how
you
I got into it.
so you actually do the design too. So like
Oh,
if
okay,
some
yeah,
that's how I
remember
want that. So if somebody
reading that in your bio.
yeah, if somebody comes and they want fill-ins, a full set fill-ins or whatever, you know what I mean? Like they can actually get that a pedicure, and if they say, I just don't want a regular polish, I want like a really nice design, like I want my nails to look really nice, and I just don't want them plain. Like you are able to accommodate that, right?
Yeah, because before I started doing nails, before I started doing the other services, I was just doing nail art. And then and it's funny now because back then people would bring, they used to call them whole nails, but it's really not such thing as a whole nail. But they would bring the nails to me after they fit them, and I would
Mhm.
airbrush them and put designs on them, and they would come pick them up. Or um, I remember going to Rite Aid and buying like a makeshift like a tip and tips with acrylic, and there was really one application, but I would stretch it out to two. So I did a lot of incorrect things, but initially I was just doing nail art, and I'm just the type of person when I'm into something, I explore the full
You
measure of
want to
any
do it.
endeavor. So it just kind of, I never expected to be here, to be an educator, to be doing this for 27 years. To have the clientele that I've garnered. I mean, even doing this,
That's what.
I just,
No,
I'm
what we
sorry,
gonna
say it one more time.
because we got a little lagging going on here. I think I'm trying to cut you off. So I have a question. You've been around through, so like, I'm just gonna say you've been doing this for about 27 years, right? So
Hmm.
I'm 42, right? So which means that you double back. When you first started doing nails, I want to say you were doing them around the time that getting designs was like a big thing. I want to say it
Right.
was might have been during the time too that people were still getting airbrush on their
Hmm.
nails.
Right.
And then that sort of just slowed down. And like even with the designs, like people were getting them, but they weren't getting them like as much. Well, I wasn't getting them as much because I just started getting like solid colors. And
Hmm.
then it gradually got to the point that everybody was getting the designs again, and they were getting the long nails and just everything else, right?
Hmm.
And am I doing that? Am I doing that transition right? Because I could be a little off. But my
Well,
point, you, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
no, I'll let you finish.
Oh, no. So my question was like, you've seen a lot of these different like transitions. Did you ever change with them, or you just said, look, I'm just going to do what I know. I'm just going to do what I like. And I'm not just going to go with what everybody else wants. I'm going to do what Darrell wants. And I'm just going to cater to my customers.
I think that things change for me based on my clients. A lot of my
Mhm.
clients watched me grow up, and I grew. with them or through them. So you're right. I have seen a lot of things regenerate, like what you have names for now. We didn't have names for then.
Mm-hmm.
We had what we called carve nails, where we might make the tip of a nail at an
Mm-hmm.
angle.
Mm-hmm.
We did rhinestones back then, and we didn't have crystals back then. Now
Mm-hmm.
you have crystals. We use rhinestones. Um, with caviar now, which is a little bit dated, but a lot of that stuff that we did, we just didn't have names for them. And I've
Mm-hmm.
watched so many things regenerate. Even the French manicure has come and
Mm-hmm.
gone like a million times. But the only thing for me, I'll say now, because nail art is at a different level.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some people that want it, but I have a lot of professional clients that either got it when I was doing it before or they just can't. So I have like medical professionals, law enforcement, just people that are in careers where they can't really get a lot of embellishments on their nails. Or some of them just feel like they too old for it. They just did so much of it before. But initially, people were attracted to me because one, I'm a man, and two, my nail art back then, I mean, I was painting Mickey Mouse. I was doing like hand painted like little pieces of art on the
Mm-hmm.
nails, and it took forever. But I had like people were waiting because it was different than, and then even sometimes I would incorporate airbrush. I would airbrush the background of a nail and then paint on top of it. And then
Mm-hmm.
there was a lady that used to do a 3D Mickey Mouse. I watched her do it, and I started doing that because I was painting Mickey Mouse. So I'm like, I could do a 3D Mickey Mouse on the end of
Mm-hmm.
a nail and paint that and make it, you know what I mean, a lot better. So again, to answer your question, like, yeah, I've seen a lot of things regenerate themselves, but it was really dictated by the clientele because as I grew, the clientele grew. You got to keep in mind, I was a teenager when I started doing this.
Wow.
So I had teenage clients, or like my friends, they sent their clients. I mean, they sent their friends. Um, and at one point, I had a lot of older clients. Like, you know what I mean? It's just things have just
Yeah.
changed over the years, and it was really based on the clientele.
Wow. I don't even know because I mean, I guess for me, I'm excited to hear like everything that you're saying because I've been getting my nails done since I was 15 or 16. So I've been through a lot of those different changes. I think the first time I got my nails done, it was a lady that my mother knew, and she put some press-on nails on, but she put like little designs on my nails. I'm so excited. And then I went to like a nail shop and I got the airbrush. And then like I'm excited because I feel like I have so much knowledge and like just to be able
Mhm.
to talk to a black male that's actually doing nails and that is very, very, very successful and that has a lot of knowledge and that really cares for your hands and feet really is a big thing because a lot of people will actually do the work on them, but they are just doing it just for the purpose of getting money, not because they really
Right.
care.
They really care about it.
And like I said,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
some people don't know any better. So if
Right.
you, let's say you've gone to the quickie shops for years,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say my suite had a glass where you walked past and you saw what looked like was something similar to what you were looking for. And you
Mm-hmm.
ask me, well, how much is that? And I give you a price that's two times what you're used to paying. I get cussed out. Or some people say, well, why is it that much? Like now I'm intrigued
Mm-hmm.
because why would a person pay three times the amount for what they've been getting for the past few years?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just again like the information that I've gone at. Like I've worked under podiatrists. I have some medical training, and that's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I've traveled around the United States. I've taught classes. I've trained with different nail technicians. So it's kind of like when you go to school to pursue a degree, so you're more marketable, you want to be able to make more money. Well, it's the same thing. I have 27 years of experience and the knowledge that goes along with that. I still take classes. Even though I teach other educators, I still take classes. And it's not even mandated in Maryland.
Right.
So, I explain to people like for a pedicure, you're getting a glorified polish change because I was just talking about that earlier. So I've seen people use a scrub that consists of rock salt, which is man-made, uh, food coloring, and glycerin, and it does absolutely nothing for the skin.
Learn something
Um,
new
And
every
and that's what
day.
I was getting. I know, right? So I guess that is what makes it actually different and more unique. It's like you're
Mhm.
offering a service, and it irritates me to the utmost to hear people constantly complaining about the prices that
mhm,
That you pay the black business
right.
on the breaking
And
up
I
a
mean,
little.
don't get me wrong. I know.
interrupted my
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were finished. You're actually
Not a
yeah,
talking.
service.
I was like, I'm sorry, because somebody just called in the middle of it, so it blacked me out completely. But
Oh, sorry.
yeah, I think you pretty much heard what I was saying. It's like what how do you feel about that? Because you often I know I hear people say like, oh my God, you charge $85 for a maintenance and where I can get it done for 55. But it's like I'm offering you a service. I'm giving you personalized attention. I'm giving you amazing products. Like you're getting me and you're getting everything that I offer times 10 more. You are saying more than a person that's going to charge you
Right.
$55. Now, do you find that you experience that with many customers, or you feel like you're attracting that ideal customer for you?
I think sometimes I do attract the right client that's suitable for what I do.
Right.
But I mean, with the age of social media, where my suite is located, there are a lot of other, it's just a large flow of patrons just coming in, just the building. So I get a little bit of everything pop in. Um, and I also know some African American nail technicians that are doing the exact same thing, or maybe a little bit more than what you
Mm-hmm.
said, the quickie salons, but they trying to charge more,
Mm-hmm.
but
It's
for
like
the
they're mhm. It's like they're doing the same thing as the next
right,
person, but
hmm
charging more money for the same
right.
service.
And
Got it.
sometimes I'll even I'll do promotions, or if I find that somebody is really interested, I will offer them a discount for their first time, or every once in a while, I've even done some pro bono stuff just so people can. And I mean, if you're like really really serious and interested, I might offer you a complimentary service just to get you in, just so you can tell that there is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, people don't know.
That's what's up. I'm excited because I'm gonna book you. Because these feet are not rough, but
hmm
they need a little
But
bit of care.
just like I
So
said, like the new client that I had the other day, the fact that she sat in my
Mm-hmm.
chair and I told her without asking her a question, someone used a microplaner on your feet.
that you can tell that.
Right.
Right.
And those
Tell
things
that.
those things are horrible, and that's like the standard for some of those quickie shops. And people don't understand, a lot of times they do things that will make you come back more frequently, or they're giving them just what they're paying for.
Yeah.
But those microplaners, they literally tear your skin. So if you look look at it, yes, the bottom of your foot
Right.
under a microscope, it looks like, how like you get the edge of your jeans like frayed.
Yeah.
That's
Dripping.
how
Yeah.
the feet looks, and it makes them feel like they're rough, and it takes time to repair it. I mean, sometimes 3 or 4 pedicures, because they're torn beneath the skin.
And I was gonna say, and that's part of the reason why I know a lot of times with diabetics, they don't even want them using it. Like they don't want them using that. They don't want them using the
Yeah,
little
yeah, you
the
definitely shouldn't be
and they
using
don't
it.
want them doing those things. But a lot of those shops do. So
Right, and it's illegal. It's like you're
yeah,
cutting the skin. You're not
yeah, I
supposed to
told you
cut
to
the
use
skin.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
The
Now I have a
blades, the
question.
blades are illegal. Yes.
I have a question. If somebody really wants to book you, if they're serious and they want to, and they want to visit you, they want to get their foot love and their hand love done, and they want to leave feeling like they just got the best knowledge about their hands and feet in the world that they've ever gotten, how is it that they can find you?
Well, right now I am transitioning to online booking. I already have a few people using it. I haven't finished setting it up, but right now you can call or text me. My number is 443-254-6889. I am on Instagram as the Husk Assassin. And on Facebook, I have a business page which is Diogee Hand, Nail, and Foot Spa. Diogee is Diogeee, Hand, Nail, and Foot Spa. And some people even reach out through my personal page. It's actually D Banks, what you see on the screen is my personal page. But I'm mainly on Instagram, but you can find me either way. But people, the thing is I still do phone consultations
Mm-hmm.
because I ask people, this is a culture, it's a partnership, and I have to see if do you just want to get your nails done or do you want an experience? Is this something that you want to maintain? Because you also have people this time of the year. Some people think that there's such thing as pedicure season, which I absolutely think is asinine. I
Summertime is
would,
pedicure. I think summertime because they don't show their feet from what October
Yeah,
to
yeah,
right,
I
March,
need
and,
a
I, and I'm
pedicure
not,
all
and I,
year
right,
round.
I'm not gonna lie because when you said it, I knew what you were talking about because I used to be one of those people. Like I was,
right.
pedicure season was like from Easter, like that from like beginning of April around Easter, all the way up until it started getting chilly when I had to start wearing like clothes and shoes, like in December,
Right.
and
Trifling.
my feet right. And then like I would use a pumice stone throughout the year and I would polish them, but I didn't get a real pedicure until around Easter. And then I would keep
But
it
see,
going.
that's when you just making it about aesthetics, and then you might not even need a pumice stone. You do
Really?
have different tools that are more suitable, but pumice stones are made for other people to use on you, and you not. It's not meant for you to use
I
because
use them
most
though.
people that use pumice stones use them incorrectly. You just rub it on the bottom of your feet and just file back and forth.
Well,
Right.
listen, COVID gave me an option. I was in this sucker for a month on a
Well,
pedicure.
that's different. That's different.
Right.
Try and make
And you
it
know
work.
what I bought? Right. And you know what I bought, which I'm so mad. So I went on Amazon. I bought one. I bought that little file, that little battery powered file. I was like, if I can't go and get a pedicure, I'm gonna do it myself. I bought that little file, and it's cute. It's pink and white. I was on my floor. I had my feet up, and I was all around it. And I gave my, and I was sitting there like, to open up because this ain't working too much, but stone. I got the little cheese grater. I
I
was
mean, you
going
did what you had to do for the
I'm
proud.
time
so mad
being.
I
at
was
you, the
so
cheese
proud when I
grater.
finished, but I was so proud. I was like, yes. But now that you tell me that cheese grater ain't do nothing but jack them up more, and the
Yeah.
pumice stone should have been used by somebody else. Now I feel like I need to look at my feet and figure out where I went wrong because at this point it's just a done deal.
Right. And so
Girl,
you have
thank
chemical
you, girl.
exfoliants as well. You have chemical exfoliants that actually work a lot better than a physical exfoliant, like what you were trying to
Okay.
do.
What you mean trying? I did a decent job
I
until
mean, okay.
I didn't. You just
Like
told
I
me
said, you
it
did what you
wrong.
had to do for the
Thank you.
time being.
Move it.
Tony is
So,
saying, can you please let us know about the massages also?
massages. What kind of
He
massage
gives the dopest foot
you
Massages.
massage.
So I have this started when I was in Charles Village. Actually, the salon that T and I used
That's
to
how
work
I
at the
met
same
him.
salon.
Hmm.
do? Okay.
Um, so
Y'all
I
were in
had
the
this
same salon?
yeah on the same floor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
after they
This
left,
was
I took
back in
over the
like
whole floor.
2000.
Yeah,
This
when
was
they
like back in what, 2006 or something? I
2000
Yeah,
can't
we
remember.
were friends then. I'm
like
like, what
9.
shop? Okay.
I
I'm
think it
like,
was
what
like
shop?
2008,
2009.
Okay.
2009.
Okay.
Nine.
So
Yep.
I had there's a lot of stylists in Charles Village in the downtown area. And one day, matter of fact, this is an old video on my page. And one day, one of the stylists came by and she was like, "Oh my God, my feet hurt so bad. I wish I could just put them in the water." And then she just dumped all her problems on me because I'm like Bishop Jakes, Iyanla Van Zant, and Dr. Phil
Mhm.
all rolled up into one.
Mhm.
And while she was
Hmm.
talking, she was soaking her feet, and I took her feet out and I started massaging them. And she recorded me and posted it. It's an old video, but it's still on my Facebook page. And she said, "You should start doing this." So I said, I'm gonna call this in the meantime. So I started having, I didn't really promote it. It was kind of like word of mouth, but I started having stylists come by, and then it snowballed. Other people came by just to get a foot and leg massage. And I do it now. I'm getting ready to start promoting it again. I just moved. So once I get a little more situated, um, it's definitely something I'm going to start promoting. But it's one of those things that's like word of mouth. So I'll have people that come and just soak their feet and get a 30-minute foot and
Mm.
leg massage.
Is these the parties that Tony is talking about? She said, "Tell us about the parties too."
Oh, the pedicure party? Yes, well,
Hmm.
since we're talking about future endeavors, again, I just moved
You
into
make
a new
love to them
space.
feet.
Right. I
Uh
just moved into a new
huh.
space, a larger space. And again, after T and her old partner left, I took over the whole floor. I started doing spa parties. I had three, did I have two or three chairs? Three chairs at the time. And just different groups of women would come, girls' night out. They would play games, bring food,
Mm.
drink wine. If there were a lot of people, I would have other chicks coming to help me. They did facials, they did massages, and that's something that I'm getting ready to start promoting again. But it was just more so because of the space and the COVID guidelines. I'm just going to do a small group of people to come and get pedicures and manicures, and maybe even the massage parties. Because
Mm.
on Wednesdays, I'm gonna start doing wine down Wednesdays where you come, you get a glass of wine, you get a foot and leg massage. You could do it on any other day, but I'm getting ready to start featuring um, different pedicures, um, different campaigns, highlight different pedicures each month. I have like a chocolate fix pedicure, just teasing, chew to mango. Mint condition is like my staple pedicure that I do on just about everybody,
Mm.
and I'm gonna
Sounds good.
start promoting the the foot and leg massages. So we have a
Mm.
lot of things in store, and I'm redeveloping. Sorry, T, I'm still sell your stuff,
Hmm.
but I'm working on redeveloping my product line. Something I did years ago, but the way I was doing it then, a lot of people are doing now, going to the same places, and I just know a lot more now. I have a lot more resources. So I just really want to like heal people. Feet are the most rewarding service for me
Yeah.
because what people don't realize is our feet do everything. Like me, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", 300 and some odd pounds. My feet small. They gotta carry me around. It's like everything you do, you use your feet and your hands, and all
Mhm.
of the nerve endings in your feet connect to
Right.
every major part of your
Yeah.
body. So it's like when your
Yeah.
feet are in pain, the rest of you are in pain. And then you people this time of year, people wear
Hmm.
slides and flip flops. Those are horrible because it shifts your whole body.
Mm.
Yeah, we
And
get
it
rid
makes
of props.
the bottom of your feet hard as crap.
So listen.
Hard
So let's
as
Well, I
say,
get a whole lesson.
oh, let me see. So let me. This is it's hard for
My
me to
face
explain.
too.
So your the front part of your foot is the metatarsal, right? It's the pad. It's the shock absorber. It's supposed to.
What?
It's all of the pressure goes on the front
See,
part
we're
of
not
your
gonna be
foot.
able to wear flip flops now, sis. He done told
Yeah,
us.
they horrible. I mean, it's just
So
like
what
you're
we
not
supposed to
supposed
wear,
to go
girl?
to Kings
What we
Dominion
supposed
and
to
walk
wear,
around the
girl?
mall.
What we supposed to wear?
It's cool, but
But
temporarily.
you can wear flip flops with a thick,
Yeah, well,
like a thick sole. You know how you got those Nike
yeah, that's
flip
what I was
flops?
getting to.
Yeah,
You have
No.
to. So
Okay.
listen,
he's right though.
have you ever been in line at the market and saw a lady with like cracks in the bottom of her
You
heels?
fucking horrible.
I know you had
Ew.
right. Those are heel fissures.
Yes.
Those heel
Those are
fissures,
what?
Yes.
they're
Ew.
called fissures, but those are heel
Ew,
fissures. You can
fidgets.
get fissures anywhere, but those are heel fissures. Those cracks. So it comes from weight, it comes from pressure, because again, all of the weight and pressure is supposed to go on the metatarsal, the front of the foot, because it's a pad. If you feel it, it's soft. There's a cushion.
Mm-hmm.
When you wear flats, your foot rocks back because the front of your foot sits lower than your heel.
Because it's more
So it
support.
makes your foot rock
Yeah.
back, and you put the pressure on your heel. It misaligns your back, your knees, your hips. Like it throws everything off. And when
Well,
you wear them
Oh,
for a long
man.
period of time, you jack your whole body up, and you conditioning your heels to start cracking.
you're absolutely
So is
right.
that why I got a bulging disc? I was about to say, is that why my back
Well,
messed up?
I
Because I
was
be
I
just
trying
mean,
going
it
to
to
could be,
tell
I be
it could
trying
him,
to
be.
twist hands.
It's a contributing
I be trying to
factor.
twist hand flip flops.
Yeah, that's a
and
contributing
In my flip
factor.
flops.
no, and
Oh
and he's
wow.
absolutely right because I had plantar fasciitis. So, with plantar fasciitis, I don't have, and all of my
Yeah,
shoes have to have some sort of a
right.
elevation, like a padding in them. But I want to be cute, so I walk around the whole summer with flip flops on,
Yeah.
and then
See, you
with
have to.
flat shoes. And then when the fall and winter comes, I'm walking around here miserable, like, oh, I need to chill because now my heel is acting up, and I got to prop them up and put the insole in. So
No,
I
you
get
you
it,
have to wear shoes that molds or mimics the bottom of your foot.
right?
And I
And I
mean,
don't
they not the most attractive shoe. They have some
not
stuff
at
out
all.
there now that's a little
Mm-mm.
fly,
Yeah.
but it's just like you gotta pick your poison. You want to walk
Tony
Yeah,
recommended
around.
Tony recommended Clark's. I've never seen those, so I'm gonna check those out. She
Yeah,
said
I'll
Clark's
check
flip
them out
Clark's
flops.
because
have cutouts. There's some stuff out there that's nice. It's not your average Gucci slide or whatever y'all like to throw on, but it's
he's
like you
absolutely
walking
or
on the
right.
or
grass.
the little hair store slides, because yeah, people do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like
are
no,
horrible.
he's absolutely right. Like, but when you said it, I couldn't even argue with you because you're absolutely right. Because like I said, I remember when I got diagnosed with plantar fasciitis. I walked around for months limping with heel pain, and when I finally got taken care of, they were like, "Oh, this is what you have. This is what you got to do." And when they said like, "Yeah, but you can't wear flat shoes anymore," and I was like, "You mean like I got to be like one of those folks that have like a big heel and like a little heel?" And they were like, "No, there is
Oh,
nothing wrong
Mr. McAfee.
with yeah, I was been talking about it. I was like, wait, because if I got to do all that, I'm just not gonna be able to do it." And then when they said it, I was like, "Oh, I just have to get an info." And they were like, "Yeah, you can't wear flat shoes. You have to because this is what your issue is." But of course, I'm still walking around in flat flip flops. I just had some on today when I went to the store. And I'm probably gonna be,
Those are horrible. Like I
but
said,
it's
I
the
mean,
place to
Like, and
on
I'll
be.
probably wear them
occasion,
tomorrow too.
yeah,
Mhm.
if you
Right,
just throw
all
them
summer
on
long, all
occasion,
summer 2020.
You saying
if
on
All
you just
occasions it's
if you just
okay,
throw them on occasion and run to the store, but to work on concrete all day long, standing on
or
your
to
feet,
stand up on your feet, yeah,
no,
it can be
definitely
rough.
shouldn't be
definitely
Yeah,
working.
you're
man.
right.
You gotta get
You're
something
right.
that's ugly to work in,
Mm.
cause it's like, and then if you've
Mm.
been doing it for a while, if you've been in the profession for a minute, like it takes its toll. Like even with me
It do.
sitting down,
It's a lot,
Mhm.
like
especially on your back and
right,
everything. I know I can agree because it's been 20 years I've been doing natural hair, and yes, I definitely
hmm
feel it. I feel it
yeah,
in my back. I feel it in my
insoles
legs.
or
Right.
orthotics.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Wow, that was a lot of information. Like, if that right there alone, exactly, you're not gonna get that from most salons. And I'm like, even in some of those these new groups that they have on Facebook, like that's all you keep hearing is people complaining about the prices of getting their feet and their nails done. And it's
but
like,
it's
if
hmm
worth
I'm not
it.
paying exactly, if I'm not
Right.
paying over
Worth
60
it.
$65, like
hmm
I know me personally, if I go to the Vietnamese, whatever, the Asians, I always come out with a foot fungus or something wrong. So I do not go to
hmm
them ever. I do not service them
Yeah,
Yeah.
at
because they're
all.
not doing proper
They're not proper
disinfecting
cleanliness.
and
Exactly.
sanitation practices.
And sanitation. And especially now, could you just imagine doing a pandemic like we're in now and people are still servicing? And on a regular day, you're not getting, I'm not going to say all of them are like that, but
hmm
majority of the shops are
Yeah,
like
because
that.
I
Yeah.
So
know
just
I know a
imagine.
few that are more like traditional,
Yeah, I know
and
Hmm.
some
they're
that are
not here,
good.
but I know a few
Yeah.
because I have a few educator friends that um we had this conversation. We had a conversation about the quickie shops, and I have an educator friend that's Vietnamese. He has two spas in Vegas, and he said, Daryl, just imagine looking just like them or being one of them, and they peek in and they see me and they keep walking because they think I'm doing the same thing that the other Vietnamese nail technicians are doing. I never thought
Right.
about that.
Right.
Yeah.
But um, it's funny because a lot of people were making posts about the quickie shops and tagging me in posts and stuff like that, and I stayed quiet for a while.
Hmm.
And when I said something, like I just shut everything down. Nobody said anything else because I went. See, the thing is, the history of foot rituals dates back years. Like foot rituals used to be for royalty, it was biblical or religious. It was a way of paying homage to or restitution for your feet
Mm,
because your feet are your
mm,
main mode of transportation. And they
Right.
didn't have Air Max back in
Right.
the day. They were barefoot or wood or cement. They used to have cement shoes with like twigs and cement wood and things like that. And
mm,
the thing is that originally that was something to help recover from that mode of transportation.
mhm.
But it also, over time, it called for or prompted people to take time out for themselves. This is like a massage. Now you have places in the mall where you could just go and get a massage. Like you're making
Yeah.
yourself an afterthought. Where before you used to have to schedule that time and set aside that time to go get a facial, to go get a massage, to get a pedicure and a manicure, and they took that one part or one or two components of what I do and they monopolize it, but they've helped to tarnish my industry at the same time.
Mm.
And again, when people that don't know any better or that has become their standard and they haven't been educated, that's why I like people that get my chair for the first time, they get an earful. We have a conversation over the phone and we have more conversation when they come because I need to know if you don't come back and you get in someone else's chair, because this is bigger than me. And I'm not going to always do this. I'm trying to educate people so that they have a new standard. So if they go somewhere else, they're like, no, he told me this and he did this.
This is
So
not what I
so on and
want.
so
This is
forth.
not what I want.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I
Yeah.
can't do everybody nails and or feet.
Right. You're right. And that
So
makes she made a really good point, especially about how long it lasts. So I know being that my hands are in water when I'm washing hair and different things like that, my nail polish doesn't last. So I tend to just get clear. I'm very basic. Um, for someone
Mm.
like me myself, do you? I'm sorry, I was reading a message. Do you recommend like how long does it actually last? Have you ever had anybody that is like me to get their nails done and it lasts through water, through showers, through washing dishes? I can say that I can come back in 4 weeks and my nail
well, to
polish is
be
still going to
honest,
be on there.
for stylists or even like stylists that perform your type of service, they get um they get gel color or they do enhancements
Because
and
it
it
don't
holds
last.
up and it
Yeah.
holds up just fine.
Okay.
And some of them even get a clear gel or just a hard gel and they just wear them clear because even some of my medical professionals they can't have color. They get a
Mm-hmm.
manicure and they
Right.
still get like a clear coat of gel and it holds up just fine. The thing is it's finding a product that's suitable for the person. I have about 5 clients that wear the dip acrylic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the majority of my clients have acrylic, traditional acrylic. About 5 of them wear the dip acrylic. I have plenty of them that wear gel color, and then I still have a few people that just get polished because they don't want to look at the same color for a month or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I'm
I
I'm
have a
sorry.
wide range of professionals and service that those professionals get.
I'm sorry. I started laughing when you talked about the when you talked about the dip acrylic because
Hmm.
I was one of those folks that ordered it off of Amazon. Because I
You
got
see,
tired of looking at my hands. I got tired of
right?
looking
She gets on
at
my
And you
COVID.
know what's
I
funny?
got tired of looking at my hands saying I be feeling if I went and ordered it. Actually, my was sitting at my table like, yes, my stuff is here. I'm about to be lit. Gonna
Listen,
get
I'm not mad for self-preservation, especially at this time. Like,
my son came over to the dining room table. He said, Mommy, what happened to your hands? I was like, but it's just a mess over here, baby. It's
mhm,
a mess. There was stuff all over the table. It was just a train wreck. And
right,
and that's
hmm,
last because I was one of them people that went out and ordered all of this stuff, and I tried to
Mhm.
say it was just a big disaster. So
right.
Thank
sorry.
you,
Evelyn,
Nicole, for
Evelyn, one of
confirming
my
the 3 weeks for the nail polish.
yeah, but Evelyn just prompted me to think about something. She's like my nail tech twin.
Mm-hmm.
She said that nail services should
Okay.
be maintained bi-weekly, and that made me think about
Mm-hmm.
so now it just I tell you. So the quickie shops are pushing gel color on feet, and that's not really suitable for everyone. But I heard a girl say that I get gel on my feet because my pedicure lasts 2 months. No, ma'am. Your
No, it
color
doesn't. Now
lasts
wait,
2 months. Your
wait
color
a
might
minute.
Right,
last
but
2 months, but your
You
pedicure
don't.
doesn't.
your feet is jacked.
Right. So your
Because
feet
these
is
people
like
start showing
dried
signs.
out. They didn't
Yes,
use the microplaner. Your skin torn. They ashy. But that pink you
these
That is
got on
funny.
shiny as I don't know what. But the
Shit.
exactly.
rest of your foot jacked up.
These
And
feet will
people
start
always
showing
ask me,
symptoms. Thing. You right?
yeah, people always ask me when should I come back, and depending on the person, I need to see you in 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Okay.
The average pedicure is like once a month. When people tell me they go every 2 weeks, I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some people that prefer to because
Mm-hmm.
like I have stylists. They come every 2 weeks because their
Right.
feet hurt. So I modify their pedicure because it's such things as removing too much skin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I just tweak it a little bit, but they want the
Mm-hmm.
soak, they want the massage, like all of that stuff is important. The things that you put in the water,
Mm-hmm.
that's why when I see people with clear water, yeah, my water is never clear. It's like you can see through it, but they got the little disco lights, and I'm like, well, what did you put in there? Like, your water shouldn't be clear.
She be
Nothing
like,
but a disco.
anything in there?
Nothing but a disco light.
Right.
Right.
Like
Oh
every
wow.
every pedicure, every pedicure that I do, it has colloidal oatmeal, some type of mineral salts or like sea minerals. I have a soap that's made from seaweed extracts, essential oils. Like I put stuff to help detoxify the body, detoxify the feet, increase circulation, moisturize the skin. Like the foot soak is very important. So
Right.
like I said, when I see clear water, I'm like, what is it? How is that really helping the feet?
Right.
Well, that's
All of
what
that is
you know.
important. I know. This is
Next
amazing.
opening. When is the next opening, Daryl? Because listen, I mean, these feet done had some love, but when is the next opening for these
I know
feet?
it's time for me
I
definitely
actually
to
have a
Colors.
few.
I like
I have a
dark colors. Listen, I like
Oh,
dark
he
colors.
gonna get on you with them dark
I like
colors.
why you can't listen. That's perfectly
I
fine.
remember one time I
I
went, I
feel
was like,
the
yeah, I want
I
you
like
was like,
dark
you
colors.
want
I don't
that
worry
old
about
lady
I do
color?
try to I do try to break
color
people.
neutral.
I try to introduce people to something new or
And I like that
something
colors, and I do
different.
like that colors. I like that
Yeah.
colors. They say that red is for harlots. I'm a
You like,
harlot.
I'm a Harley.
That's how
You know
I
what?
am.
And
I love
red
red.
red is like
I
one of the
love red.
least. I think I have like one or two reds because I try to give people away from that. I mean, you could get red if you want, but I try to introduce people to new things. See, I pick 95% of my
You
clients.
pick
I
the
pick
color
their
out.
color. They don't know what color they get, and I hear people on the phone, "What color you getting?" I don't know. Or what color is that? I don't know. They like, "What do you mean you don't know? Like, what does
You
that
like
say?"
whatever he
Like,
feel like doing,
my
I'm
nail
getting.
guy, yeah, my nail guy. I have people that literally don't know. One of my clients that's on here now, Pebbles. She doesn't know what her nails are going to look like. She just sit in the chair. She don't know what color. I know what her favorite color is. She don't know what she gonna have embedded designs, 3D, whatever, crystal. She don't know what they're gonna look like until she get ready to leave.
She said, Tiffany said, you're very picky. Okay.
Very picky. And I believe
Yeah,
and
she teased me.
her. I believe her. And I believe that he's probably one of those ones that you say, I think I'm gonna get less
Skateboard
Skateboard red.
red. I
right. Let's say I'm gonna get red for the day. And he's probably like, okay, well, that's fine. And then
know.
you say
Right.
and he putting some other color on it, and you like, but that's not what I told you I wanted. Well, listen,
Oh, they tease me all the time. They call me like a
everybody
nail
go to
Nazi,
work.
a nail bully, a polish
Yeah.
bully.
So we
All
ain't gonna be
right,
beefing on
y'all. So
we're gonna be beefing. I'm excited. Put me on the books. I'm excited. Put me on the
Yeah, I
books.
do have a few. I do have a few openings. We could talk after the
Yes,
after
let me
this is over, but
know.
I do have a
Let
few
me
openings
know
on Saturday.
if it's what the hype is, so I could come back and be like, ladies,
Mhm.
girl, was right. So you have a
I'll give you I'll give you a tester just so you can see what it's like.
give me a test. Not well. I'm not gonna feel right about a tester. I mean, no, I love
I
testers. I
mean,
love
by
testers.
all means, if you want to
No,
bust a
I
rub,
love
if you
testers. I'm saying it wrong because I'm being modest. I love testers. I'm perfectly fine. Just make sure that you give me works and I can
I
pick.
got you. Cause I
I can
want
pick
you
my
to
own color.
experience something other than the pumice stone and
And the cheese grater on my feet. And the cheese grater. I'm excited.
yeah, I want you to experience something different than that.
I'm gonna put throwing and the cheese grater on my feet. It's ridiculous.
Right, you definitely won't get that.
Looks like we lost T. I think her phone died at some point. So at the end of the show, usually we just have our guests give a positive affirmation. I'm hoping that she jumps back on, but I think her phone died and she's been having some issues before. So we usually just have our guests give some sort of and like affirmation. It's usually something very positive. Um, you can talk about your craft, you can talk about whatever, just make it positive. But before you do that, just one more time, just let everybody know where they can find you and how they can get in contact with
Okay, so I am in Cilantro Sweets in Catonsville,
you. Okay,
Baltimore
on
National
Route
Pike.
40.
Yep,
Okay.
5441 Baltimore National Pike, Suite 3, Baltimore, Maryland 21229. I could be found on Instagram at Husk Assassin. I'd spell it because a friend of mine calls it the Husk Asinine. She thought it was Husk Asinine, but it's Husk Assassin, HUSKASSASSIN, and Facebook Diogee Diogeee, hand nail and foot spa. And my phone number is 443-254-6889.
Okay. All right. And I think T coming back. And just real quick, Miss Evelyn said, "Oh, sis, I'm getting my tester done. Oh, I feel real good about it. You can take my tester."
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
my that's my nail twin. In fact, she's the reason why I'm even in the building that I'm in.
well, good. Tell Nicole, Miss Evelyn, sis, I'll see you there. But I'm gonna get my tester. I feel real good about my son is already taken care of, and he don't even know it yet. I'll be there Saturday. Just let me get that time, and I'll be there.
Can y'all hear me?
Okay,
Yes,
yes.
too.
Okay, I'm sorry, my
Yes, too.
battery died.
That's exactly what I said. So he just basically gave out all of his information to you. We actually about to wrap it up
Right.
to you.
Okay.
Sweet
You know,
Sweet 3, Evelyn. She didn't put the
Came
sweet
in
on there.
smiling. Evelyn says, I will be there Saturday, just so you, again, I'll be for my tester. So you have anything that you want to leave with our listeners? Just something positive. Don't worry, sis, I got it. Just something positive that you want to leave everybody with before we end the show.
Oh man, you could have prepped me for this.
This is the spontaneous part. I sing. I usually sing or just make up something random.
Okay, so I would say in regards to hand nail and foot care services, do your research, make sure you're educated. If someone can't tell you what they're using, why they're using it, if you can't ask a person questions and they can't educate you, then you may want to consider um, going somewhere else because it's not just about aesthetics. Like you should feel different when you leave, physically, mentally, and emotionally, because we're like psychiatrists. Um, so that's just one thing that I want people to look out for. Like, don't be fooled by subpar services. They are not the standard for this business. And whatever they're calling a pedicure, it should be a lot more than $30 because you're not getting a pedicure.
Right.
But
No
y'all
greater.
gonna bring me back on for this? I like the relationship piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, we can bring you back on, but we gotta get you. We gotta get another male, just so we can have it a little even. Because me and T, I mean, I think that you can handle yourself, but
Yeah, I'm good.
T a little ratchet. Okay, well, sure, you can come on
Yeah,
solo.
I'm good. I can handle it. You forget like I'm outnumbered every day.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
They
definitely
outnumbered
always
are.
every
think they
day.
got us,
So
T. They always think they got us, T.
Right.
But that's
listen,
fine.
I can
Go
I,
back
I
up.
can handle it. I can handle it. Plus,
All right,
I
That
got
sounds
something for all
good.
that.
all right. T, do you have anything you want to say?
Um, okay, I guess I can leave you guys with the goal is to manifest the life that you deserve. You can't do it by holding on to yesterday's pain. So basically leave yesterday's pain behind. It's a brand new day. Well, actually we're in a night, but if you think about this for tomorrow, it would be a brand new day. So stay focused, stay aligned, and stay happy.
And lastly, Ladies, we not walking around for the rest of the summer because of COVID with these raggedy ass feet. COVID is no excuse for us to walk around with these raggedy ass feet. Some of us have been doing our own pedicures and everything since March. The cheese grater and the pummel stone, thinking that it solved everything. For some of us, it actually did. We not the rest of the year, sis. Take care of them feet. We not doing these seasonal pedicures anymore. Stop doing them. I stopped doing mine a few years ago. You should do the same thing. If you want somebody to suck them and rub them and do everything, you gotta take care of them feet, sis. Taking care of Brooke, Darrell,
Just in case, you never know.
Just in case, they need to be done.
Hook anybody. Make sure that y'all walk around here looking at them feet because we just can't keep living like this. And this is the end.
I'm sorry, you were lagging. I couldn't hear it.
Bingo. And don't
This is a Yoka tea prize.
Darrell.
Sorry.
This is Darrell Husk Assassin Banks. Thanks again for having me on. I appreciate y'all having me on.
All right, peace.
All right.
And
audio